What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone, and welcome back to a new daily news show where we are going to talk about three things. One of them being the main thing, and apparently Vlahovic is basically in control of what's going to happen in January, according to Giovanni Albanese. Is that realistic? Is that, true? Is that absolutely garbage type of news? Does that make sense? We're going to talk about that 100%. Secondly, is Nico Gonzalez. Where is Nico Gonzalez? Because the news is that, well, he's not even going to be ready for Milan, and at this point I have actually no idea what the injury even was. And then to wrap it up, Pogba 2.0, it's over. It's a massive flop, and the club did the right thing, no debate about that in my opinion, but we're going to talk about that as well because it's finally over. Before we do that, as always, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and let's start off with the main news, and that's Vlahovic, who is in control of the transfer window basically in January, according to Giovanni Albanese, because he spoke on his channel and he talked about, well, we need funds even in January to make signings happen and so on. We need to make funds, and the question was, who's going to generate that funds? The entire video of him made, well, very little sense, but we're going to need to talk about it because everybody thinks we don't have money in January, which makes a lot of sense because we were not planning to do anything in January if Bremer didn't get injured or Cabal didn't get injured, So that was the plan. Right now, we're in a situation where we need to spend. And we can say spend the money from the summer, but I don't know how they budgeted everything. I have no idea. So maybe they can, maybe they can't. But Giovanni was saying that, well, maybe they can sell Danilo. And I was like, hold up, buddy. Yeah, Danilo's not good, and they want to move on from Danilo. I think that's very obvious right now. But you lost two defenders. You're not gonna sell another defender just to bring in another. Like, you're doing nothing basically. You're absolutely excuse me. You're absolutely doing nothing. If you sell Vlahovic, if you sell Danilo in January and you bring in a replacement, you didn't replace Bremer or Cabal, you just replaced Danilo. So that part of the news makes absolutely zero sense whatsoever. And on top of that, what kind of funds are you going to generate for Danilo in January? The main thing he said was, hey, if Vlahovic agrees with Juve on the contract, the new deal, new structure of the deal, they can save some money and they can reinvest that in January. Also weird, because you're not gonna save that amount of money that you're gonna go from, we have no money in January, to, oh, Vlahovic restructure his deal, and now we have the money to make the deals happen. That we need to generate funds, probably, probably we'll need to figure something out. I think so, and if not now, then maybe in the summer even more. Who knows? In general, we're gonna need to generate money. But the Danilo part of the news and the Vlahovic part of the news makes no sense to me, and I saw people, attacking Vlahovic for it. I was like, even if you restructure this deal, and even if that fits into this season, the money you're saving is not that much, according to reports. It's not that you're going to go from, we have €0 to, oh, now we can spend 20 million euros for a defender. It's not that. So the reporting is very strange. It makes no sense. And actually that kind of news sets off the fan base a little bit, and people are attacking Vlahovic. The deal Vlahovic has is bad, and we need to restructure that. I know that, but it's very irrelevant for January. It really, really is. Like, come on. Like, if that was the case and Bremer was injured in September, basically, the talks about Vlahovic's contract would have been sped up. It wouldn't be going this slowly. Absolutely not. If Giuntoli knew, well, it all depends on Vlahovic, he was not taking his time like we're taking the time right now to talk about that deal and wait until the new year. So that part, very strange, but it's out there, so we talked about it. The following news is Nico Gonzalez, buddy. I made a video 2 weeks ago. I said, do not call people a flop, and I'm not gonna call Nico Gonzalez a flop on the field, because I've not seen enough to say, well, you kind of made my point, or my point got proven right, where it was like we overpaid, in the summer. But he's injured, and I'm not gonna lie, and I deliberately, like, I don't know what the injury was. And I knew coming into this video, I didn't know. And I didn't bother looking it up. Because whatever it was, and at the time, I felt like, the muscle injury. And I don't even want to know what the injury is. I just want to say that it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And we knew he was kind of injury prone. But this is very strange, and he's going to miss the Milan game. He's not going to be ready for the Champions League midweek game. There's no way. If he misses the Milan game, he's out for that as well. And probably the following week, he's also not ready. So let's say he's going to miss another week. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, missing a week is missing 3 days. 3 games, at this moment in time, So it's ridiculous. And you can say, I don't rate Nico Gonzalez. He's not that good enough. Fine, cool. But we need help. We need all the help. We need buddies. Like, we need people up there. We need to make subs. We need to have options. And right now, we don't have an option than actually hoping he come good, hoping he shows up. There's no, nobody actually knows what the timeline is. It's like, he might be back, he might not be back. But how far? We saw him running before, I thought was the game against Lille. I thought there were the videos were out there, and he's still not ready. That's 3 weeks. Because we have 2 weeks of international break, or say 2 weeks and a half, and he's still not ready. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I can see why people are extremely frustrated and are already calling him a flop based on that. I'm not calling that right now, absolutely not. But it is ridiculous. Same for Douglas Luiz. He might be back, he might not be back. I'm like, small injuries. How long does Milik, for example? That's ridiculous. But that's the scenario. That's the case, basically. That's a fact right now. They're not going to be ready, and it's just bad news for Thiago Motta. It's as simple as that, because he rates those players. Even if you and I, me personally, or you personally do not rate a player, he rates them, and in his mind, he's like, I need these players because I want to rotate, I want to do this, and this. So for him, it's also getting a bit sad right now at this point. But let's see. Maybe by miracle, he will be ready for Milan to make the bench. Last topic, Pogba 2.0. It's done. It's official. Contract terminated. We save a lot of money. That part is the good news. We save a lot of money. The Pogba 2.0 is just sad. It's really, really, really sad. And that's why I've always said, do not bring old stuff back. Old coaches, old players. Do not do that. If you moved on or they moved on, it's for a reason. It's over, and keep it moving. And it is a flop. Financially, on the pitch, off the pitch, a complete flop. Do I think he loves the club? Yeah, 100%. I have no doubt about that. And he's been a fantastic player for us. One of the best players I've ever seen play for this club. Just in general, at his peak, one of the best midfielders I've seen. The things he can do, absolutely ridiculous. And probably he can still do those things. If he's fit, if he can play 90 minutes, he will do those things every single game. Because he's that talent, it's ridiculous how talented he was, or is still. But it flopped. And this was the right decision. I know some of you were like, oh, we needed to keep him. No, we didn't. We are going into a new direction. It's clean slate. It's a new beginning for everyone. For him, for us, for the players we brought in. That's our goal. Do not, like I said it at the time, do not hope and pray, can you be fit for one game? That's ridiculous. You're taking away time of players who are going to be at this club for a very long time, or players you're looking at, are you good enough? Yes or no? So it was pointless. It's the right decision to move on from Pogba. I wish him all the best. I feel sorry it flopped, because I think he definitely wanted to make it work. And if it worked, well, we might have been in a different situation, with our midfield. We didn't need to invest that much, and we probably would have signed another defender or a winger, whatever. But that's not the case. The moment he walked into that door, it was excited for everybody, I guess, but it flopped. From that moment until now, a complete flop. The positive thing is we have the good old memories. If he never played for us and this was the first time we signed him, it was like everybody would have gone, wow, what the hell is this, so on. But we've seen him play for the club at his best. When he was at his, we had Pogba at his best. At his best, he was one of the best players in the world. He was unbelievable. And that's the good things, That's the things we need to, keep in mind. And that's it, Hope he finds a new club. Hope he does fantastic. And that's it. We moved on, and it's the right thing to do. But let me know in the comments what you think about the Vlahovic story. Nico Gonzalez, what the hell is going on? And Pogba, if you again, are okay with it, or you're like, no, we should have kept him. Let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned because it's almost finally game week, and